none other than Team Liquid's very own Liquid.HerO spawning as the blue Protoss. And down in the bottom right, we have his opponent, the GSL finalist of a season ago. It is none other than Freelancer Genius. And I say Freelancer because he doesn't have a team right now. He was playing for Team GSL today, or yesterday. I'm not even sure what day it was actually on. But this is going to be a great game between these two guys. DJ Week will be back in a second to join me. But to begin this, Ohana is a map where you see a lot of expansion plays, whether it be 1-2 gate expansions. You don't see so much Blink Stalker play, Blink Ops play, because it is a little bit more difficult to pull it off on this map compared to a map such as Securus, such as Cloud Kingdom, and so on. So on this map, either 2 gateway expansion, or we may see some funky Stargate play, but anything is possible between these two players.
Sorry, sir. Thank you very much. I'm back, and you were saying that anything is possible between these two players. And I'll tell you what, PvP, and I'm sure that you probably started off your speech with this, but it's kind of shocking just how much PvP has progressed as a matchup over the course of the last, even the last 6 months, and that people got to the point where there was like, oh man, I'm tired of watching PvPs. And it seems like in some cases ZVZ is kind of taking that role, and now people become very interested in in PvPs. I mean, I think about some of the games we saw, like at DreamHack, where we saw 4-gate pressure held off by 2 gates in a robo, where we see sort of things that you don't expect to be able to have happen actually do happen. And also, you cannot count out mind games, which I think both of these players are completely capable of. So it just makes this for a very exciting matchup.
Absolutely. I think that's probably one of the big things within PvP is mind games. We actually see both of these players, neither of them scouting whatsoever until after the cybernetics cores come down, which is normal, but we see Genius not scout at all, and this is actually his weakness. This is something, I don't know if you actually catch the GSL games between Naniwara and Genius yet, Marcus,
right,
but
yeah.
on this very map, on the last game where it was that controversial pause, where we saw Naniwa send out an early probe, and then it got paused, the reason was because Genius doesn't scout, never. And if he does scout, he could have already lost to a 2-gate proxy by now. And that was the reason why Naniwa pulled that off. But we're seeing that again come here by Genius, not scouting. He takes such a big risk to actually be proxied here.
Which is kind of surprising, and we've seen other players have success, not scouting at all, but it just seems like putting a lot into the hands of your opponent in terms of information, what they could know, but not having this, I mean it's a bit surprising because Genius is such a high-level player, and he is going to hide this probe up in the north of his opponent's base. So HerO is going to keep that probe active, see if there's something he will be able to do with it later, or potentially re-scout, as we have the Zealot and the Stalker now moving across the map. Now, I haven't really been telling you, so we're on 2 gates with the warp gate going. Over on the other side, looks like going to be throwing up a 3rd gate, and we're going to have a robo following. Or, excuse me, no, 2 gates and a Stargate, geesh.
Yeah, I mean, the way Genius is playing this is so incredibly risky. In terms of he hasn't scouted, he doesn't know if his opponent's got 1 or 2 gas. Imagine if he got 4 gate right now, he's dead. I mean, he's got a single sentry, which will have 1 force field, but then he's got nothing left of that. So the way he's playing it out is basically saying, well, he's not proxy gating me, he's not 4 gating me, let's do this. And he says it, in the bravest manner there is. But with going Stargate play, this is going to be very interesting, considering that we already have Blink being chrono boosted out here. So this could actually be a particularly longer game, because I think Blink will deflect the Phoenix off really easily.
And there's the forward pylon going down for HerO. He does have the Stalker advantage right now, but it's not going to last too long. Of course, as you mentioned, that sentry's going to come in big, as those units sitting perfectly on that ramp in a position where, unless he actually puts something on the foot of that ramp, he's not going to be able to see it. Now, one interesting thing to note with the Stargate going on, actually it won't matter, but we do have this, we do have this pylon over here in the east that could be scouted by or for HerO, but probably likely not going to happen. We have the Robo facility, another gateway going down. mean, at this point in time, wait, did he just cancel that Phoenix too? No, where did it go?
No, he's only got 2 Phoenix out, but look at that. Hero blinks up now, and he was planning to do this all along, knowing that his opponent's very weak. He only has 2 Phoenix out, but that was actually really good of a blink there by Hero, and he still has blink to use, but Phoenixes are going to come and pick up some Stalkers and go. Just grabs 1, actually, but a decent hold there from Genius, but this isn't over yet.
No, it's not over yet. Another warp in comes in for Hero, but with those Phoenixes out, they do have a couple of Graviton beams in there. And he's going to go after this pylon. That'd actually be a pretty big hit right there. It does not supply block his opponent, but almost. He does kill one of those Phoenixes and then goes ahead and gets out of there. But now he's got a Robo up, where his opponent's just off of the 2 gates. Is going to throw down a 3rd gateway and has thrown down the Nexus. So just denying it, he's in a good position there. But I feel like Hero could absolutely push his luck a little bit too far here, and he is going to take out another pylon, gets out of there, gets that Phoenix as well. Man, I mean, his control is sick.
Yeah.
Some good damage done despite the fact, I mean, behind this, the fact that he's like expanding, that the Nexus is coming out. I mean, this is really solid damage coming out by Hero.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that he knows that the Phoenixes are rendered useless now. They can't lift up probes. He has to stop them eventually. And meanwhile, he's expanding behind this. Very shortly, we'll see 2 extra gateways and a Robo come down from Hero. There's the Robo added onto the mix now. And he'll start his own Immortal production of his own. And Hero right now is probably smiling, saying, I've done so much damage, I can actually sit back now. He understands that an Immortal will be out in a minute, and he doesn't need to stay here anymore. He can just go back home, go back to his 4 gateways, and be happy with the damage he's done. The Phoenix he's stopped because of his aggression, and smile to the bank now, who naturally Genius is going to be in a world of trouble. He's so far behind in terms of economy, and Hero has just simply played a great start.
Interesting. Hero actually warps in a few more units, expecting his opponent to chase, but it looks like Genius is not going to do that at all. He knows that he's got to establish a second base. I mean, he absolutely, again, like not scouting, he won't know for a while, but I believe that Genius, in my heart of hearts, is thinking to himself, okay, well, Hero has probably established a second base while he was holding me off as well as he did. So he can't afford to continue to push right here. And honestly, the longer that he holds on to this sort of middle map control, I think the better off Hero is going to be. His economy on the second base is already kicking in here. He's going to take another gas, continuing to chrono out some probes. But, you know, what's beyond this? Is it just units at this point? He is getting Observer, but is that the second one out right now? It is Observer number 2 here for Hero, so yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Hero's just playing really safe, getting both Observers out now, and I'm trying to think of the options that Genius can go for this, and they're very few. He's trying to go Robotics Bay really early on. He may just go for like a 1 or 2 base Colossus push, do or die, because he's so far behind here, and that may be the only thing possible and left in this game for him to do. And at the same time, Hero blinks into the main, uses full advantage of every little set he has in the draw, and he picks off 1, 3, 4, 10, 11, I don't know, probe kills here, and that's a total of 7, 8 probe kills in this game.
Oh yeah, and he's going to keep going. He blinks around, he goes to the other side where the probes were, he's taking him out. Once the Immortal gets in the mix, this is going to quickly be shot down, but actually, is he going to be out of there? He cools down. He gets to the back of the probe line, also attacking from the front. Might snipe an Immortal here, and he does. Wow, really, really pushing it to his advantage over and over again. Now, he is left with not a whole lot of units after that attack. Hero with an Immortal, 9 Sentries, 2 Zealots, and 9 Stalkers and 3 Sentries. But having that second base up so much, there's that first Colossus out. He's going to blink back inside the main and go for it again.
Yeah, and there's nothing home to defend, so that's going to pull Genius back, or is he going to sacrifice all his economy? He needs to make that decision right now, and he's going to continue through. Hero needs to chrono boost the Immortal out incredibly fast here. At the same time, he's running back with 4 Stalkers. Genius has got a very strong army here, and Hero is not, well, he expected Genius to come back for this. He wanted him to come back, and now Hero's rushing these 4 Stalkers back. He's sacrificing everything on the natural. Hero was not, the bluff was not cold here, and this is really difficult here for Hero. With that Colossus in the mix, he's going to have to use all his Stalkers to blink, get rid of the Colossus, and then use the Immortals to power through the rest.
And is he going to go for it? I mean, he's going to have to blink directly on top of the Immortal in there. He brings all of those Stalkers into play. Does he get it? Almost. It's so almost dead there. It finally goes down, but the Immortal out front is doing a ton of damage. All the Stalkers here for Genius are actually well behind that danger zone. Great force fields to push that Immortal forward, and it allows Hero to get the kill. But is there another force field left? It doesn't matter. It did go down. Now, we have to look at the fact that, okay, the Nexus was sniped. He lost the Colossus. Did he get another one? He's got one coming out right now. How much damage was done? 20 workers were killed overall. So although there's another Nexus up, Hero is so far ahead in probes, but he's going to have to wait for that Nexus to complete up. So is he going to go and get aggressive here? There's no Immortal out at all, and there's, what, 3 Immortals? This could be kind of nice for Hero.
I mean, it's really good for Hero, but with another Colossus coming and soon to be another one, it's going to be, you know, a lot easier to defend this. He has so many Stalkers here, but of course, Hero still has the blink move ability, but it looks like Genius is well set up for that. Hero trying to get that base up. 4 Stalkers jump in again here, but there are 5 Stalkers waiting to meet and greet, and Hero Stalkers are so low. One will just go down immediately. A second one, oh, Colossus doesn't have to relax. Oh, but he's gifted anyway. Never mind, but Hero now has position. He's trying to get the Colossus.
Wow, he did.
Colossus. Oh.
Yeah, there he goes.
Yes.
He got it. But he's left with just those Stalkers. He used it all to snipe the Colossus, and everything else has to hightail it out of there. And now he's going to engage in this battle that I don't think he's quite ready to take. Zealots on the Immortals.
Oh, they're doing a lot of damage to the Immortals. One in orange, yellow, red. Oh my god, it's like traffic lights, and it is not so good here as they fall down immediately. Hero is crumbling under this pressure, and Genius showing why he was a GSL finalist. Playing from behind, sniping the Nexus, falling back to actually take the advantage in this game in terms of army supply. But as you pointed out before, is that Hero still has a massive, massive probe advantage. But he needs to use it. He needs a robotics bay. He needs Immortals. He needs just units. And the one thing that will allow that to happen is correct use of Blink Stalkers again, trying to pin Genius in the base while Hero can use that probe advantage to his favor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually quite surprised that he gave up those Immortals. You know, he really thinned that out big time. But, well, here he's using those Stalkers, just as you mentioned, picking off sentries. Now the Colossus out, he immediately breaks forward. It goes down so quickly, and he will just overpower his opponent there. Wow, nicely done by Hero as he picks off everything remaining. Wow. You said he had to use the power of the blink, and that's exactly what he did here. Now he still has the option of blinking into the main, and nope, it won't even matter. GG, and game number 1 goes to